Hello everybody and welcome to Project Shadow. My name is Charlie. You may know me better as sci-fi fantasy writer C.E. Dorset. Hi, how you doing? It's only Monday. Today's already been a week long. Nah, just kidding. Well, kinda, not. Ever since we got back from the convention, sleep has not been my friend. I want it to be, but it's not. I've been waking up almost every 30-45 minutes, not really getting any full sleep cycles in, and it's because, I overdid it on the trip, and my body still hasn't forgiven me yet. And a lot of that has to do with the fact that, I'm not letting myself rest like I probably should. I've been trying to keep up my activity because, I want to be more active. So, I'm a little groggy, I'm a little tired, I'm a little out of it. I'm starting things a little bit later than I intended to today because it's, 1:30 already? But, hey, what can you do? The body is a limitation that you have to learn to live with, right? So, today is going to be one of those days where I'm trying to look forward. I'm still in the middle of a reboot for my business and trying to figure out exactly how to move going forward. I think I see the way. I think I see the path. I'm just trying to work out all of the kinks so that once I say I'm going to be doing this particular thing, I actually am doing that particular thing. Because I like to keep my promises. So, that's what a lot of today is going to be about. I don't know how many updates there are going to be today, but I can tell you there will probably be some music today. So, if you are not following me over at Anchor, you can find me at anchor.fm/Project Shadow. And once you're there, if you don't already have the app on your phone, download the app, follow Project Shadow. You'll be able to call in and we can talk about things, which would be awesome. You'll also get things that don't make it into the podcast, such as, some of the commentary that I put onto the channel, as well as music and other things. So definitely follow me over there to get all that. I'm trying to figure out what to do with my fiction. And that's kind of really obsessing me today because I don't like any of the options that are in front of me as far as distribution and means of distribution. And I'm going to be looking for how I want to get those stories out and shared amongst the world. So if you guys have any suggestions, feel free to call in. I would love to hear them. There's too many stories in my head. And on a completely side note, I finished the Swift Playgrounds, and I've been going through the Swift 4.0 design documentation, getting fully versed in that. And I feel like if I do get to where I understand how to do interface, there may be some apps coming out from Project Shadow. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited about the future. It's just a matter of getting everything organized to get there. That is the secret of life, though, isn't it? Organization. Anywho, I will get some work done and hopefully have some exciting news for you guys later today. So today I want to be a little hyperbolic because I just feel like hyperbolic is the only way to discuss this band. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away, we used to do Music Mondays, and with the advent of the Anchor app, Music Mondays can come back with a vengeance. So if you're listening to this on the podcast, or if you're listening to this as an isolated segment on Facebook or Twitter, definitely head over to anchor.fm and listen to the full segment, because I'm about to talk about a band that I think everybody needs to know. And oh, you're going to want to hear the full songs. Now, you should be able to hear clips at anchor.fm/Project Shadow. But if you download the app, put it on your phone, and sign in with either your Apple Music or Spotify, sign in, you'll be able to hear the full songs that I'm going to be talking about. And this is one of those rare occasions where I'm going to talk about the full collection of a band. And it's not going to be hard to do because they only have 4 songs out. They don't even have an EP out yet. But they are causing a storm right now. And if you haven't heard about them yet, I really want you to hear about them because they are one of those bands that just sends chills up and down your spine. The band is called either Nawas or Nawas. I'm not sure. I've not heard it pronounced out loud before. It's named after the lead singer, Jake Nawas. Assuming that's how it's pronounced. Sorry if I'm getting that wrong. Love you. No disrespect intended. Because, wow. This is one of those bands that I have compared a lot to Prince when I've talked to people face to face about them. Because I remember the first time I ever heard a Prince song. And I was young. It was either the late 70s, early 80s. I was a little kid. And this music happened that just brought me to life. And this voice that I couldn't even imagine being real came out of the stereo. And it was so different from everything else that I was hearing. And just, blew me away. And I've had that experience a few times over the years with a couple different artists and a couple different bands. But Nawas is one of those bands, Nawas, that really just chilled me to the bone and made me feel like I was hearing something new, something original, something fresh. The first time I heard them, I thought their lead singer was a female. And when I hear a band that I really, really like, I kind of dig into them a little bit to find out more about them. And I was just floored when I found out that Jake is male. And the lyrics, everything, this dude's voice channels the best of Prince in such an amazing way. I mean, he's got that falsetto thing going that Prince had when he would do his Camille tracks. But, you know, those kind of screechy, I can't even do it, that wow, you know, that Prince would get. Nawas has that too. They are phenomenal. They're brand new. They're a band out of Nashville, which when I found that out made my eyes blink so hard I actually had a hard time reading the rest of the interview with the band, because you know, when you think of a band from Nashville, I hate to be that guy, but I think about country music, and they are not country music. I really don't know what to call them. That's the other really exciting thing about them, is they're not an easily pigeonholed band, and I'm hoping when they go and make an EP, the label doesn't smooth out their edges and force them into a box, because right now they're not in one. The musical style is somewhere between kind of this dancey hip-hop club music with this like dash of pop on top to make it magically all coalesce into something just fresh and original and new. Now, you guys know how much I love music, and I cannot stop listening to this band. Like I said, they only have 4 tracks out, and I've been listening to them almost nonstop since I found out about them. So the first track we're going to talk about is called Wrong by Nawas. And so far as I can tell, this is the first track that they laid down as a band. Now, they had done a few things together when they were in high school. When they got into college, they were trying to figure out what they wanted to do with themselves. And one day, Jake was like, why don't we try music? And this is what happened. I can't overstate my amazement on that. Wrong is a gut-wrenching wail to the universe, to a lover, to a family, to anything that we'll hear, asking the very simple question, baby, tell me what I'm doing wrong. I feel the devil creeping in my soul. Powerful words, powerful vocals. In this track, Jake does this amazing thing where it sounds like he duets with himself, trading back and forth between falsetto and his normal singing voice for the chorus. The music is moving, the words are powerful. It just sweeps me away every time I hear it, and I hope it does the same thing for you. In about the middle of the track, it changes. At about 3 minutes 14 in, the song breaks down into this acoustic guitar and Jake's melodic singing, asking the question of what I'm doing wrong. Won't someone tell me what I'm doing wrong? This plaintive wail, which could turn maudlin, which could break down into something dark and disturbing and upsetting, something that could make you sad, dredge up bad memories, turns into this almost scream of defiance of just, what am I doing wrong? Why am I not accepted here? I need the music. I need you. I need everything in my life. And when you get to the chorus, I mean, Juliet, it's Romeo, hello. I feel the devil creeping in my soul. Can you take me? Sit me down alone. Baby, tell me what I'm doing wrong. What am I doing wrong? This powerful, powerful cry for help, for understanding, for meaning. And I'm just going to read a couple more lines of the lyrics here to you. Take the pain with the pleasure. Take the pain, baby, overdose. Take the pain till you can't take anymore. Pleasure, take the pain with the pleasure. Pleasure, take the pain with the pleasure. And that gets repeated through to the end of the song. There's a defiance in this track that you really have to turn to like old school rock and roll to find. I mean, this has the resonance in me of like a Rolling Stones song where, you know, you can't always get what you want, or I can't get no satisfaction, or Street Fighting Man, where there's kind of this down note, but it's not, oh, woe is me, I'm so sad. No. It's that defiant, no, you take the pain with the pleasure, you take them together. You push forward, you be there, you're in it. Oh, powerful track. And if you're listening on the live station, which you can see either at projectshadow.com or at anchor.fm/Project Shadow, you'll be able to hear samples there. But I'm telling you, if for no other reason than for Music Mondays or for any other time that I do this, you really want to download the app. Make sure you have it set up with your Apple Music or Spotify account so you can listen to these tracks all the way through. Some powerful stuff here. Nawaz is Wrong is a debut that just shocks me at how good it is and how much it sounds like a band that's been put together and practiced for a very long time. You know what I'm saying? Like, they feel like they know who they are. It's a confident track, and I hope you like it. On the same day that Nawas dropped the sexually tinted Wrong, they also released their track So Low, which the two share a common cover with Wrong being golden and Solo being purple. Oh my goodness, this is one of those songs. It's a breakup song. I think that's one of the easiest things that you can say about it. It is a breakup song. It seems like either she told him what he was doing wrong and he didn't like it, or she never communicated at all and the breakup happened. But again, this song is charged with that powerful defiance that we see in Wrong, to the point where it uses this kind of double speak with the word solo, as in solo, SOLOW, and solo as in SOLO, to express the feeling of loss and what you could interpret it as a downward spiral. I feel, and this may just be me coming out of the goth tradition, which I do, see this kind of rising in there. The song opens with the lines, "You got me so low, I'm getting high now. I'm going solo to free my mind now." That pairing of words is one of the things that moves me about this artist. That just rock and roll spirit of, yeah, we're not together no more. Okay, I'm just gonna move on. I'm just gonna go do something else now. I'm flying away from you. This song, more than any other that they've released so far, brings that Prince vibe into my feelings. Towards the middle of the song breaks down into this passage that sounds like something like a lost track from Let's Go Crazy or something like that from Prince, where this kind of psycho-spiritual sexuality all gets mixed together in this amazing passage that begins, young man, I said young man, young man, can you handle all of this pain that's resonating in your brain? I don't have to feel when they hit you. Again, that cry of anguish, that cry of defiance, that just call out for power. And again, this song, like the previous song, invokes God and the devil, this time very specifically Lucifer and his teams. And I love that imagery. And asks the question, my God, why have you forsaken me? And I said, my God, you let them throw themselves to me. They said, young man, can you handle all of this pain? There's a rawness in Jake's voice throughout this track that moves me. But again, not in that bring you down sort of way, in that screaming up from the pit that I'm coming back up there and I'm going to get mine sort of way. The lyrics and the vocals play with each other in a magical way to bring life to this situation and really make you feel connected to it. And for someone like me who's been through some really bad breakups, a lot of you know about my heart scar. This song moves me, and it not only makes me think of some of those bad breakups, but makes me wish I had kind of screamed back at them and stood up. I don't know if any of my interpretations of these songs is what Jake and the band intended when they wrote them, as I tend to see music very individually, but that's the beauty of art, that when you encounter it on your terms and you interpret it on your terms. This song is powerful. Solo is a great track. Make It Work is the next track that we have from them, and it came quite some time later. Both the previous two, Solo and Wrong, came out December 2nd of 2016. Make It Work was released on March 24th, 2017, and is a development of the band's style and a development of their songwriting. It continues the trend of the bittersweet lyrics. She fell in love with me when I wasn't available, but baby, we'll make it work, is part of the chorus to the song. And I know I've been making a lot of rock and roll metaphors for this band, and that's really hard for me because, when I think about rock music, I think about the guitar and the drum and just that power. But the lyrics, and there's something about the atmospherics of the music that really makes me feel that rock and roll spirit and that rock and roll vibe when I'm listening to these tracks. This song in particular reminds me of the song Strutter by Kiss, as well as their song Hotter Than Hell. And I don't know exactly what that is about it. It's not that the beat is similar or even the lyrical structure for that matter. There's just something about the spirit and the oomph of the track that feels so much more in that vein. You know, it's kind of the perennial debate, I guess. You know, was Prince a pop star or a rock star? And I don't know, I think the Purple one kept one leg in one camp, one leg in the other, and made music that he wanted to make. And I feel that same way here, that while I don't know that I would call them a rock band at all because of the imagery and the sounds that brings up, tracks like this, while very clearly a pop track, it has something of that rock and roll spirit, that tongue-in-cheek winking eye that really good rock music has when it's on fire. Not to overfill this segment with references to Kiss, but you know, there's a wonderful quote from Gene Simmons where he said, if the song's not about sex, it's not rock and roll. And to a great extent, yeah, that tends to be true. And this track, while not explicitly or as explicitly as the previous two, is not, you know, directly about sex. There is a sexuality and a sensuality that fills the song in a way that you find in soul music and in certain rock and roll bands that, wow. I'm hoping you're enjoying this band as much as I am. I'm hoping that you downloaded the app so you could hear all the tracks, or at least, at the very least, if you're just listening to this on the podcast, you loaded up your music service of choice and hunted them down to listen to them, because they are worth a listen. Make It Work, oddly enough, not my favorite track on the list, which is not really a fair thing to say about it, because they only have 4 tracks. So, you know, I don't dislike it. It doesn't have the power that Solo, Wrong, and the next track we're going to talk about, Who Are You, has. Who Are You, their best track so far, and that makes me so happy, because I didn't know how they could beat Solo and Wrong, and Who Are You is such an amazingly powerful song. We'll talk about that in a minute. But it shows that they're still growing. It shows that they're still doing everything that they want to do. This song, though, makes me think of something I saw Jake Nawas say in an interview, where they asked him if there's anything that he would really like to do, anybody he'd like to collaborate with. And he said that his life goal for a long time has been to write a Britney Spears song. And while this isn't necessarily a Britney Spears song, I think of the 4 tracks that we have from them, this may be the closest. So imagine Britney Spears with Prince's swagger, and that's Make It Work. Who Are You is the most recent track released by Nawas on June 9th, 2017. This track is a betrayal, maybe a breakup track. I said that with my voice going up as high as I could get it to go, because I'm not sure exactly how everything ended up. It's mainly the question of, you know, you slept with somebody behind my back, you lied to me about it, who are you? It's kind of the beginning of that conversation rather than the end. And it kind of makes me wonder what some of the stories behind these tracks are, but whether I know them or not, I really don't care, because again, this is one of those tracks that, oh, this reminds me of relationships that I've been in, and the guitar hook that this track opens with is light, it's moving. It's that hint of rock and roll starting to come out in this band that I don't know how much is going to be in there in the end, but that rock spirit that's pervaded all of their tracks so far. When I heard that guitar on this track, it really made me feel that maybe they'll go there. I don't know. This is the first track that I heard by the band that caused me to dig deep down into their all 4 tracks that they've released so far, and it was worth the experience. They are, at least so far, an amazing new talent. They're currently on the road on some doing some festival gigs, so if you've got a festival near you, take a look and see if they're going to be there, because from what I hear, they're a trip live. And they're also currently working on either an EP or an album. They've said on Twitter the word album, so they may be actually working on a full album. Right now, they are signed to Harvest Records, which in this day and age is rather a big deal that a band that doesn't even have an EP got signed. But if any band deserves it, it's this one. Who Are You is one of those tracks that, again, it shows their growth as artists. It shows the power that they're able to bring to their art, and really makes me wonder where this 3-piece is going to be going in the future. So I hope you like them. In a moment, if you're listening to the live Anchor stream, I'm going to play Who Are You. If you're not, definitely download the app, follow the station over there, so when we do music talks like this, you can hear the tracks. All you have to do is download it, follow Project Shadow on there, and make sure that either your Spotify or Apple Music is connected. They have said that they intend to support more music services as they become available to them. So if that's neither one of those is the music service of your choice, hopefully they'll have more later, but you definitely need to check this band out. They are powerful, they are moving, and it's rare that you get to get in on the ground floor of a band like this when they're not a local band. And I'm hoping they don't go the way of some of the other bands that I got into this early in their career, where they seem to have had drama and breakups and weird solo careers that kind of go nowhere. I'm not going to say names, though I really want to, because I'm a little bit bitter about one of those bands that I supported their Indiegogo for the album, and then the album came out and they seem to have broken up shortly thereafter. I'm a little bit bitter about that, but hopefully they won't go that way. They seem really energized, they seem really excited, and they seem poised to go on and do big things. So check them out now, and I will keep you up to date about them as new music comes to light, man, because hopefully we'll get that album or EP from them soon. And if it's an EP, hopefully it's new tracks. I don't want it to just be these 4 songs and like an extra one. That wouldn't make me happy, but I doubt that's what they're gonna do. So check out Nawas, they're amazing. So I didn't get done as much as I wanted to do today. I spent a little bit more time reading the documentation on the Swift 4.0, getting some ideas for how I want to go forward with that. Really hoping that I can find a good Cocoa reference to explain how to do the UI, because I'm really concerned about that. But that's neither here nor there, because that's more behind the scenes drama about something that I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I'm really hoping that it does. So I think maybe I see half of a way forward in the repackaging of everything. My biggest concern with the method that I'm thinking about following is it puts my fiction back behind a paywall. And while I'm okay, I'm kind of okay with that. I'm not okay with that. And I'm curious how to make all this work. So I think I know what I'm going to be doing with it. I think I see a method in the madness, but I don't know. There's a lot of craziness there. And a lot of it has to do with wanting to get the Patreon up and running in a way that you guys actually want to help and support, and I'm offering rewards that compensate you for that help and support, because I really do want to switch the model that I'm off of so that I can bring you all the best content that I can do, whether that's art or stories or making sure I have time to do this podcast and not spending all of my time marketing and doing sales pushes, because that's not what any of us want. I hear it from you guys all the time. You either want more podcast stuff, more regular podcast stuff, and now that we have Anchor, I think that I'm delivering on that, and hopefully you're enjoying the podcast now that it's on Anchor. That makes it a lot easier for me to do these shows. But a lot of you keep asking, where's the book, where's the book, where's the book? And it's hard to find time in my day to do both the podcasting, the marketing, and the writing and world building that needs to be done. And so I'm looking for a way to shift things so that I can focus more on the creative aspect and less on everything else. So if you're not already supporting us on Patreon, supporting me on Patreon, and you would like to, you can do it for as little as $1. If you head over to patreon.com/CEDorset, you'll see me there. You can go to projectshadow.com, and there's a link over to the Patreon there. It really would help me out a lot, because the more I can fund what I'm doing through Patreon and through means like that, the less time I feel like I need to spend marketing to make ends meet, because that really is the soul crushing part of the job, and it's the thing that I hate doing most. But I want to hit more conventions. I want to travel more to see you guys and to be able to do one-on-ones. I love Shore Leave right now. Shore Leave is pretty much the only convention I can afford to go to in a year, and I would like to increase that number. And so if you would like me to show up at a convention near you, you might want to think about whether or not you can support $1 a month over at Patreon. I mean, it doesn't take a lot for you guys to really make a difference in not only my life, but in the things that we're able to do and build together. So, yeah, I really hate asking you guys for money. Like, I turned being a PBS pledge drive thing, but yeah, definitely let me know what you guys think about what I should do. Definitely follow the podcast over on Anchor, because if no other reason, like if you still listen via your podcatcher when the full episodes come out, the best way to contact the show is through their call-in feature. So definitely go to anchor.fm, download the app, and use the call-in to talk to us. You can leave a 1-minute message, and your comments may end up on the show. But thank you guys so much for your love and support, and unless something else happens, I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.